My name is Sheridan Halfacre from Rackback Army. I'm the chief gunsmith here.
My name is Thomas Doyle, and I'm also a gunsmith for Rackback Armory. Today we have a ranch rifle from Foxtrot Mike Products. This rifle is mainly designed to be a 50-state legal rifle. So regardless of whatever restrictions or regulations, this rifle is designed to meet all of those regulations and to be legal in all 50 states. We're going to unbox it and see what it is and what it looks like.
So this is, for all intents and purposes, a virgin. We haven't seen it. I saw them from far away open the box, and I was like, no, let's see it.
Yeah, I haven't seen it at all. So
You haven't seen it at all. Upper and lower, just like any other AR. It's probably just in 2 pieces for ease of shipping. Just it fits better in a smaller box. Like if anybody's done any like shipping around the world or something, especially something that's heavy, the bigger the package, it just dramatically increases the price of the shipping charge. All right. Now, okay, I was like, how the fuck do I charge it? All right. Push button safety. That's a weird trigger. Yeah. Oh, that's really weird. I wish I could see it.
it's a heavy trigger.
It's also pivoting in a different direction.
Yeah,
it's pivoting from the top.
It's pinned
or pivoting
here.
off of the bottom.
So extremely unusual for firearm triggers. The vast majority of them are attached somewhere up in here. So when you pull the trigger, it's pivoting down this way. This trigger is attached exactly the opposite. It's attached down here. So as you pull it, it's pivoting this way. That is extremely unusual.
And it's probably related to something, some dumb state has some dumb law.
Almost certainly. That's almost certainly some kind of compliance thing for somewhere. I couldn't tell you where off the top of my head, but that's almost certainly a compliance thing.
Cheaper and easier to not do that. So in order to spend the money and time on doing that, that is for some reason.
This is semi-automatic, yes.
It should be.
It is. Well, actually, I'd take that back.
Does it not have a gas system?
I take that back. Hang on.
No way.
Hang on. Huh. You got something, a pen? Yeah. Good, plastic pen. For pulling the pins, we use plastic pens because you can hit on the metal with the plastic, and the metal will hurt the plastic, but the plastic won't hurt the metal.
The good thing is the takedown pins are nice and snug. I like them loosey-goosey myself, but he has to come like straight up. Yeah.
There's no charging handle or anything.
No, the charging handle's up here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just did that. I forgot about it. Let's see.
So yeah, pull the bolt to the rear, flip it upside down. Let's see what. There is no gas tube. There's no way. There's got to be a gas tube.
There's no gas tube.
Is semi-auto illegal in New York? If it has a removable magazine. Right, so we had the user's manual for it. That's all the paperwork that came with it.
This block slides down.
And that allows you to pull that.
I think you would need to push. I think you depress that because that's the recoil spring.
Yeah.
But it's holding it. So I think you have to depress that, push it out of the block, and then you could slide the block off, and then it would be able to come out. At least I think that's what that is.
But if we pull that to the rear, I don't see a gas port or a gas tube.
Yeah,
Yeah, there is no
I think.
There's a hole where a gas tube should be, but
There's no gas block.
Yeah, no gas block.
Yeah, like you can see a band around the barrel
Where the
where a
gas block should be. So that's actually really clever. What they do,
hold on.
in order to save on manufacturing costs, they're making the barrel and then just, hey, 2 or 3 steps before you finish the barrel, pull it off the line.
Yeah.
Because they pull it off before they thread it. because it's not a non-threaded barrel.
There is nothing touching the barrel before right here. So unless
okay,
the barrel nut doubles as a freaking gas block, which I don't believe it does because I've never heard of such a system, this is not a semi-auto rifle. Which makes sense because I think there are some states that prohibit semi-auto rifles. That would also explain why
this is a removable magazine.
Yeah, because if it were an AR-style semi-auto rifle, I know in California, the magazine would have to be fixed. And either removable via bullet button or removable by opening the action and taking it out from inside the action. A bullet button would go in place of the magazine release. It's a fixed block with a tiny button in the center that's surrounded by a fixed block that replaced and is the exact same size as the mag release. So if you hold on. So if you look at the magazine release, see how I don't know if the camera can see it, but right there in the very center of it, there's a little round piece, and that's just a machining thing that they put there when they're cutting this piece. On a California legal rifle, that little tiny round thing in the center is the button, as opposed to this whole thing being the button. The only button is that tiny little piece. You basically have to take the nose of a bullet and push the button in with that. Yep.
There have been workarounds for it, which I think are clever as shit.
Yeah.
Like if you've seen the
there's stripper clips.
clips
You can mount here and use stripper clips to feed rounds in.
So I really like it. It's really clever.
Yeah.
But inconvenient that they have to deal with that though.
Yeah, I think that is a not a semi-auto. I believe it's not a semi-auto rifle.
This would be a bolt, not bolt action
Type of. It would be a type of bolt action, I think.
pump action.
No, that's not a pump.
I mean,
Kinda.
It's not a pump.
what would you call that?
This is a new action type, or at least it appears to be. Without further live round testing, we can't be 100% certain. But that appears to be its own unique action type.
What do they call that in Australia? I mean, they've got like a pump action ARs.
Those have an actual round pump thing that is very closely akin to the pumps on a shotgun.
Like this is a sturdy, like you beat the shit out of this.
Yeah.
This is a solid fucking rifle.
And I have to admit, that stock actually looks kind of cool.
I need like the stock.
I was prepared to hate it. I expected to hate it. I wanted to hate it. That's nice. That's the cool carving on there. And the way it's shaped and everything, I can't hate it.
From my understanding as well, I actually spoke with Foxtrot Mike about this.
Mm-hmm.
This is just an 870 stock. So any 870 stock, to my understanding, any 870 stock you can get, just slap them on there. So I actually reached out to them directly and asked, like, hey, this has a Wooks wood stock that looks like an 870 stock. Can any 870 stock fit on that? And they're like, yes, it's a Wooks 870 stock. So can any other 870 fit on it? And they're like, yes, it's a Wooks.
Yeah.
So that being said, if so, that's really, really cool.
Yeah, I guess it'd be a piston action.
No, because it's not a piston. It's not using
No, like as opposed to lever action or pump action, it would be a piston action repeating rifle.
It is not
a bolt action is a repeating rifle. A lever action is a repeating rifle. A repeating rifle is just a rifle that has more than one round in it at a time. And can fire multiple rounds without reloading.
I'm gonna look at
It's not a semi-automatic rifle.
Single shot straight pull. With pick rail delete handguard. 50 state legal straight pull design. There you go. That's what they're calling it. They're calling it a straight pull rifle.
Okay.
So if you look down here, operating system straight pull. Okay, that's really clever.
So yeah, interesting.
That's what they're calling it. So I mean, you are pulling it straight to the rear.
So it's a straight pull generally refers to a type of bolt action. So this would be a type of bolt action rifle.
Yeah. So like
it's just most bolt action rifles, the bolt's back here. This is flipped it around, so it's in the front.
So it's like a Swedish K. Is that what that is? The
the one that had
that side chargy.
It's the one that 1930s and stuff.
Yeah,
it's like a 1930s rifle. It used the 6.5 Swede. Yeah, yeah, it's the same kind of thing. It's just the charging handle is flipped and then reversed to the opposite side, so that you can operate it with your left hand. So it's meant to have the rifle here, and then you use this hand. It gets a lot harder right at the end.
Yeah. So it's the Swedish K31.
Yeah. That would take a little getting used to, but you could 100% use that effectively.
Yeah, and eventually you could start shooting at like a Mass 26. Do you know what the Mass 26 is?
The shotgun? Or?
Yeah, the little shotgun.
Yeah.
So it's an underbarreled straight pull shotgun that they use to. If you remember back in the day, like Predator, Billy, he had a M16 with an 870 underneath it, colloquially known as the Master Key. They rebuilt that in the 2000s ish. They call it the Mass 26, and essentially it's a magazine-fed straight pull shotgun where you bang, bang, and you take the rifle out of your shoulder and hold it just like you would any other 203, and you're shooting it like this. So theoretically, I imagine you could just walk around like this, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Now, my biggest, so I really, really like the charging handle. I think it's a whole lot better than their other charging handle that they have on their other side charging upper. Specifically, the one that we have, it comes out at a slight out and up at like a rough 45-degree angle.
Yeah.
But that's permanent. And sometimes you don't want that. I really like the style, the G3 style. I wish that I could lock it up to the rear so I could give it an HK slap.
HKs, yeah.
But I understand why. There's very, very little room, and I wouldn't feel comfortable milling out a slot out of aluminum.
Yeah, that would weaken this top part if you did that.
But like exactly like that, you could shoot just like this. Yeah, I mean, it's not as accurate as shooting like this or like that, but if you were looking for rapid fire, yeah. Other than that,
this is potentially a very effective varmint and small game rifle, and in terms of shooting fast, it is potentially a very effective home defense rifle. All AR-15s are actually very effective home defense rifles. They're very effective personal protection rifles in general, especially in places where you don't need, a little thing like a pistol to defend yourself.
I am,
or rather, you don't have a place where you can carry a little thing around.
I'm already reading the actually you should use 12 gauge. I can't fucking wait. I'm gonna be dealing with that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So, yeah, funny thing about 12 gauge, freaking, it beats the hell out of you.
Yeah.
And the amount of 12 gauge you can get and store in any given place is dramatically less than the amount of 5.56 you can get and store in any given place, because one 12 gauge shell is about the size of 3 5.56 rounds. Just in terms of just the sheer physical size of the stuff. In the same space that you can carry 30 rounds of 5.56, you can carry like maybe 8. You can probably get about 8.
Well, that's the cool thing.
The rounds themselves don't
this is 10 rounds.
Yeah. Most of the states that have mag capacity limits is at 10 rounds.
At 10.
So you could go to 10 rounds. Now, 10 rounds of 12 gauge,
that's hard.
You're going to have a tube that freaking long or some giant magazine box hanging off the bottom of the rifle.
Which they do have. And
you can get things like that, but
that adds to the cost of the rifle or to the shotgun.
And also to the weight of it, to the mass of it, to the size and the awkwardness of it. This would be much handier than most of your high capacity 12. In fact, any high capacity 12 gauge, this would be dramatically handier and easier to use.
Yeah.
This will also have a quarter of the recoil of any 12 gauge. These, contrary to what a certain politician may have advised people, an AR-15 is dramatically easier to use than a 12 gauge. Not a little bit easier, much easier. In terms of the recoil, in terms of the blast.
I can't wait. Somebody's gonna
recoil, blast, ease of loading, freaking from any perspective you take it. An AR-15 is dramatically easier to use than a 12 gauge.
I was coming into this not ready to poo-poo this, but like ready to be pretty whatever. Well, because it's been neutered. It's neutered all over the place. But here's the really cool part. I can't really tell. It is so drastically different from anything else that I can't go, well, yeah, it's just an AR but neutered. Like, yeah, kind of, but not really. It has a completely proprietary operating system. I've never seen a trigger like that. It takes 870 stocks. That's cool as shit. It's really cool. Curious. We're about to break the law, guys. breaking the law.
This is obviously a 28 round magazine.
Oh,
Prove me wrong, YouTube. Yeah. Yeah. And it's not breaking the law in North Carolina. North Carolina is perfectly legal.
Yeah.
It'd be breaking the law in California, but we're not in California, are we?
So one thing that I really don't like. Here we go. Let's talk about gripes I don't like.
Okay.
That is very far away from my.
That's going to be a function of where that friggin' buttstock is.
Yeah, I understand it because, like, if you look, this trigger guard is much further south than
than a regular trigger guard would be. Yeah,
probably just so ease of use with the stock.
Yeah, to put the trigger guard in range of your hand when your hand is right there.
Yeah, so if I'm grabbing the stock, I can't. I would normally be up here, but because I have the stock, I'm back here. So length of pull wise, I mean, it feels just fine.
Yeah. So he said he wasn't coming in to poo-poo the thing. I absolutely was coming in here to poo-poo this thing. And now I'm curious. Now I want to take it to the range and shoot it. Not saying it's good, but I'm curious.
Well,
I would like to fire it. I'm very curious to see how it works.
Something very important to clarify. It seems to be made very, very well. We just got done reviewing a bunch of Turk shit. So like we're coming off on a high note, right?
Yeah.
But even if you don't like what it is, what it does, why it's here, I can see that it's made really, really well.
Yes.
Worth that dollar amount, maybe. I mean, okay, yes, it is. It is worth that. Like $1,300, roughly. Let's say 11 to 13. Yes, I could see that because these are everything is proprietary.
Yeah.
So that just adds to the cost. Well, almost everything is proprietary. You can't drop in a regular trigger. You have to use their bolt system. Yeah, everything is proprietary. So
except the magazine.
Yeah, except for the magazine. So I'm curious how they get around that because then like
I think
because it's straight pull.
I think it's because it's
only
not
way that it's
semi-automatic.
50 state legal.
Yeah, that would. Yeah, because there's a whole bunch of other. I was wondering about that when I saw that magazine, and friggin' that would explain it. If this is not a semi-auto rifle, then it's not subject to all the semi-auto rifle restrictions.
Yeah,
and it can have a removable magazine.
And the cool part is you can rock these 870 stocks, and 870 stocks come almost factory with like giant chunky butt pads. So this will be a pleasant shooting experience.
Yeah. Especially in 5.56, which doesn't have
5.56 has almost no recoil anyway. So with a giant almost
and also because in a lot of states you can't have a muzzle brake, which would reduce the recoil and help it be more controllable.
Yeah.
So being able to put butt pads on it, it's not real important for any kind of experienced shooter, but for a novice shooter, it's a nice thing to have. Yeah. A nice thing to be able to do. Interesting. Oh, one other gripe. I do very much wish it came with a user's manual. There's no user's manual in the box. Let me double check just in case.
I'm sure that because they gave us this rifle, which we need to clarify, they gave this to us free of charge.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that is a disclaimer.
That does
sent us this.
Color it slightly, but thus far, even if somebody's given something to us, we poo-pooed it, or we've just been honest about the whole thing. It very well could be that when you purchase it direct from Foxtrot Mike, it comes in a box with a user's manual and the Youth Handgun Safety Act and a lock and all that other dumb shit. But yeah, like this is something. Normally, it's like I'm a dude. I don't read user's manuals. This is something that I'd be interested at least to get the nomenclature for stuff like that. Especially if it's got like a nice big exploded view, which you don't get in most users' manuals.
That would be lovely. From a gunsmith perspective, we very much would like that data.
Trigger, patent pending ranch rifle trigger. Oh, you spelled rifle wrong. Rifle.
So that trigger is something brand spanking new apparently that they have come up with. That's something we're probably going to have to either reach out to them and ask or see if we can dig and find out what it's for and why they did that, because that was a very conscious and deliberate engineering choice. And I would assume it's to get around some kind of regulation or comply with some regulation somewhere, maybe Chicago or probably not Chicago, but rather Michigan or New York. I don't think it would have any effect in California. as far as I'm aware, California doesn't have any trigger-specific regulation. So I would assume one of the eastern states, New York, maybe Connecticut or Michigan or something like that.
Yeah, so like necessity's the mother of invention, right? You look at every damn pothead. Like, how do you smoke pot out of that? Like an apple? Like, dude, how? I don't understand. But same thing with firearms, right? How it not AR? Because not AR. Like it is not. It looked like AR, but no AR.
This basically shares the bolt characteristics, which for anyone who's not familiar with firearms nomenclature, the bolt is the piece of metal inside this thing that takes a round off of the magazine and loads it into the chamber and then locks it into the chamber. Those two pieces, like the throat of the chamber and the bolt head, and then the magazine itself and how you use the magazine. That's the only actual similarity other than appearance that this thing has with an AR-15.
Yeah, and
It's remarkable in how similar the operation is, and how if you knew how to use an AR-15, you could use this. But the system is a fundamentally different system of operation. They're not the same mechanical system, and there's almost no interchangeability between them. They're completely different.
Yeah,
you couldn't take an AR bolt carrier group and put it in this.
Yeah.
Nor could you take this thing's a carrier bolt and put it in an AR-15.
It's very
You couldn't change the stocks. You couldn't change the triggers. None of it.
Yeah, it's very similar to like a Tesla and a Ford. You know, like they have wheels and an axle, and you call them a car, but you know you can't pull the wheel off a Tesla and throw it on a Ford and it's going to run.
Yeah.
Like that's not really how it works. You can't put the engine from a Ford in a Tesla. I mean, I know of a couple dudes that have pulled the motors, the electric motors, out of Teslas and put like a Cummins in it. Yeah, just cause.
Utterly ridiculous.
Because it's funny as shit.
Yeah.
Like now we got torque. Yeah, like so the more I sit on it, the more I stare at it, and the more I sit here and think over it. It looks like the exact one that we got is 1150. Yeah. At first I was poo-pooing. Well, the one thing that I did straight up poo-poo. I was like, oh, that's really pricey. Like, but we're also old fuds now. Like ARs aren't $500 anymore. And like, you know, what's the price of a good Soul Gear? Freaking Sons of Liberty gun works. I think they start at $1,200.
But you can still get the Smith & Wessons and the Rugers.
Yeah,
and
Ruger
Palmetto
556.
State,
Yeah, but then it's
for $600, $700 something
before you do anything.
Yeah, yeah. If you
want
get
an
the California state compliant ones, they're significantly more expensive because they have to add stuff to them, and that wouldn't be on a normal
they have to
AR.
they have to make a proprietary trigger. Yeah, they make a proprietary pistol grip. They have proprietary stock, all kinds of stuff like that.
Yeah.
For example, like I bought an SL8 Tech 6. Which is the civilian variant of the G36 that came in during the Clinton assault weapons ban way back in the day. It has almost zero part interchangeability with the G36, and it sucks ass. I love the rifle very much, but because it is so drastically different, it was very expensive. Even 10, 15 years ago when I got it, it was like $1,200, almost $1,300 when I got it. 10, 15 years. I got it 2012.
Yeah.
So
A little over 10 years ago.
And that is kind of unheard of. That's like the time where Mosins were $100.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's they're pricey. This though, with all of the proprietary bullshit and the hoops that these guys had to jump through to make this, I think that's absolutely something that's. It seems pricey because I'm used to the olden times. No, that with all of the hard work that they put into this to skirt around all those bullshit laws, yeah, I could see that price. I get it.
Yeah, and I'm very curious to shoot it. Like I really want to handle it and see how it fires. Yeah. So this has been Thomas Doyle with Racketback Armory reviewing the Ranch Rifle
From Foxtrot Mike. And I'm Sheridan Halfacre. Guns up.